Hi, this is Brad with Copper Creek Cuts, a lawn care company in Northeast Florida. Have you ever had a yard that you hated so much that you dropped it because it was a complete pain? In this video today, you're gonna see a yard that I serviced for around a month, 4 or 5 visits, and there were so many things wrong with it, and it's got nothing to do with the homeowner, so please don't think I'm attacking an individual. It's just the structure of the yard. So you're gonna take a look at it, try and pick out the things that you think would frustrate me or would frustrate yourself, and leave them down in the comments below. Then at the end, I'll tell you the reasons why that yard was incredibly frustrating, why I ended up canceling it, and why I've never been happier than when I got rid of that yard. So here it is, I hope you enjoy it. Let's take a look at whatever I ran over. There we go. What is that? Well, whatever that is, you can see I took a big chunk right off of it. Man, I saw that too, and I just didn't. Nobody to blame but myself. so what's your list? What did you come up with? What are some reasons why you think I dropped that property? If you run your own lawn care business, what are some reasons you would drop that property? So here's a couple of mine. First of all, if you noticed, there was a ton of cracks in the driveway, in the sidewalk, a huge amount that needed to be maintained. Now in Florida, if you spray any type of pesticide, even if it's just simple Roundup on the concrete, you've got to do a lot of stuff. You need to make sure you have a spill mitigation kit on your truck. That's not a huge deal, but I don't have any of that, so I'd have to go out and get it. You have to keep a log of it, and you have to make sure that that log book is in the work truck ready for any inspections. And again, inspections aren't going to happen very often, but we're talking about the letter of the law. You have to post those little signs that say stay off, fertilizer applied. And the other thing is that there are people for whatever issues, whether they have some legitimate health issues or health concerns, they are on a statewide notification list, and they have their name, their address, and a certain mile radius. So if, let's say, Brad Bear is on that list and he lives at Copper Bluff Court, anybody who sprays pesticide a mile within that address has to notify Brad, hey, we're Joe's Lawn Service, we're gonna be spraying pesticide at this address, at this location. So all that to say, if you're doing pesticide application in Florida by the book, it's a bit of a pain. And that's why I don't want to spray Roundup on those cracks, and why instead I would be doing string trimming application, mechanical control of those weeds. So that's one issue. The other, you may have noticed some wet spots or some mud spots. When it rains, half of this front yard I cannot mow, and I have to string trim. And string trimming is my least favorite thing to do. So it really extended the time I was on the property, and it also extended the effort and wear and tear on myself, my physical exertion levels. A third thing, there are some really weird places, I would call them landscape beds, but they're not maintained. So you saw as you're walking up the steps to the front door, the area behind those palms, all that has to be string trimmed because it's not maintained. I could just declare it a landscape bed, but again, it's not really. There's no mulch, there's never been an edge there. And to get that, you have to like climb up on the steps and bend over to string trim. Now, you didn't get to see the backyard in this video, but that's another reason why this yard was a pain. Half of it was underneath trees, and there wasn't really any turf growing there. It was more like weeds, and it had to be string trimmed. The other half was a pool and patio that had a couple of areas that had to be string trim. I couldn't get a mower over to them. And there was a ton of cracks back there too, and lots of pine straw that fell down, and you had to be careful about blowing into the pool. Then lastly, the client, and again, I'm not bashing the client, don't have anything bad to say about them as an individual, this is just on the property. They put in a new fence, and the new fence is nice, it's beautiful, but it's also locked. So then you run into the issue of either the homeowner gives you a key, which some homeowners don't want to do, or you have to time your visit to make sure that the homeowner is at home so he can open the locked gate for you. And that's not an option for me either. I don't want to, not that I'm saying you shouldn't. If that works for you and your business, that's fine, but I'm not going to, I'm trying to figure out how to say this diplomatically and not meanly, but I'm not gonna cater my schedule around when somebody's at home. That just leaves too much to chance. What if there's a wreck on the interstate and they're delayed 2 hours? Well, now that throws my day off, which throws my week off, so that's a can of worms in itself. And another thing that really got to me that day, you saw where I dinged that piece of metal, which was completely my fault on the mower, but man, that took all the wind out of my sails and made me feel even worse than I already was because of all the things going on in that yard. So what do you think? If you owned a lawn care company, would you continue servicing this yard despite your reservations, or would you drop it as well? Let me know in the comments below. I respond to comments almost daily, no matter how old a video is. If you'd like to see another messy yard get cleaned up, you can view one of those there. If you just want to see a product demonstration, you can view one of those there. But in any case, please consider subscribing and clicking the notification bell. You got to click it, or else YouTube won't let you know when I upload new videos. Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it.